Okay, let's get going.
All right,
Okay, so we're doing this again.
we've got a show to do. Let's do this.
Well, everyone says a name, maybe themselves. I'm Lily.
Quick introduction. Hi, I'm
Great.
Jayla.
Or
Alex.
do you want to introduce us?
I don't know.
properly?
I can start it again.
No, you don't have to. We can just go. I
Fine.
think.
As a take
Just do the high all round. There you go. Just do high, high, high.
No. Let's do it all high at 3,
Oh
Three,
wait, we're gonna do it a cappella high.
2, 1. Hi.
Hi.
There we go.
That worked fine enough.
That worked.
Jayla, Alex, and Lily. And me, Andrew.
Boom.
Let's go. First on the list, the Game Awards. Again, you guys haven't really seen it. The actual show.
No, yeah, because it was at a weird time. Because obviously it's in America.
America.
America, because everything has to be in their time zone. So yeah, it was on their time zone. We actually have the webpage. I don't know if we can post it in the chat so people can have a look at it themselves. Fancy people can do that. But yeah, interesting things were done, either both good and bad, I think. I was happy on most of them. There was a few that I probably just got through just because of mass voting. But Andrew, do you want to
Yeah.
go in depth
So-
for us?
There are a lot of nominees and a lot of categories, but we're not going to go through all
you
of them.
just switched something on OBS.
Oh God!
You have a different overlay, so
I don't know what I pressed.
I don't know either. It's just
Guys, the host is terrible. No.
I do my best.
who pays this guy?
Nobody.
That could
That's
be
a
why.
problem.
Yeah.
There we go.
If you have a good
Oh,
pay,
wow,
then
we're
I'll do a
back.
better job.
Okay.
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 Oh, there you can see our faces, guys. There we go.
After all,
Hello.
let's get back to business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Time,
where
to
were
make,
we?
time to make some money. Okay, categories. We're not going to talk about all of them, but we're going to nitpick a few of them that I found interesting. First, most controversial, because I'm not agreeing with anybody. Best indie game.
Okay.
Out of the nominees, Broken Age, Mountain Valley, Shovel Knight, Transistor, and The Vanishing of Ethan Carter. Want to guess which one came out?
Transistor.
Wrong.
I have to say, I looked at Broken Age, never got around to playing it. I saw a lot of people stream Shovel Knight, and it looks like a ton of fun, like the old school games. Transistor, I haven't gotten my hands on either, but I've heard amazing things, and I've watched people stream The Vanishing
Whoa.
of Ethan
You
Carter.
haven't played Transistor yet?
Ooh.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. So this is on
I
Steam.
haven't played it either.
Christmas is
so-
coming up. It's going to be about £1, or in euros,
Feel free to
probably
gift
like
it to me
three,
then.
€3. Oh no, I will, because it will be about 70% off. So yeah.
And The Vanishing of Ethan Carter, for one, is an amazing game. Incredibly beautiful visuals. Very cool story with quite a few twists. If I had to pick one, I don't know. Probably Transistor?
Wrong. Also, Amia
Okay.
said it, but it's not.
Yeah.
Lily,
But
do you
we-
want to take a guess? Before I wreck
I
everybody's
already
reviews?
know the outcome. I'm sorry.
And
Lily, so did I.
Listen.
So did I. I just made it dramatic.
Dun, dun,
because
dun, dun.
that's who we all wished would have came out.
And anyway, yes.
Yeah. The actual winner was Shovel Knight.
Well,
Which I can
we-
also understand.
we can actually say it's a good game from what we've seen,
But not the best. It's just putting up an arcade with a nostalgia feeling and saying, yeah, you know, people seem to pull towards that nowadays, so of course it won. But also in my book, it's like Transistor through and through.
Have you played Shovel Knight?
Yeah. No.
Okay.
Shovel Knight, yeah. And Transistor.
Yeah, and you've played it through completely.
Both of them, yeah.
Yeah.
Like Shovel Knight is just something you can spend your time on. Transistor, you actually leave with something.
I'm a bit biased just because I really like the artwork and the music from Transistor.
I mean,
So,
I mean, I
I'm a
played
little
the
biased.
hell out of Bastion back then, so
Well,
I can
Bastion was last
absolutely
year.
understand that, which is why I'm also very regretful that I haven't gotten around to playing it yet.
Bastion was not last year. Probably 2 years ago, but
Yeah,
Yeah, 2
not
years.
this year. That's the point.
yeah. Shovel Knight is a good game. I can see it winning. Some of the categories are pretty good. Broken Age, we kind of expected not to really win. It was one of the Kickstarter games by Double Fine, which actually had a lot of money pumped into it. I think it was like one of the largest games that got funded at the time. I want to say it was over $1 million. So yeah, this is Act 1, and I think people just expected more from the developers because there was a lot of, I wouldn't say hype, but a lot of expectation around this game. So
They
yeah,
overhyped the story.
yeah, I think that's what it was. Monument Valley, I haven't actually played at all. I haven't even seen or heard of this game until now. Have you guys? Monument Valley?
No,
No?
Nope.
No.
Never heard
not
of
really.
it.
So yeah, that's probably one of the odd ones on this list. But yeah, Shovel Knight, sure. I can give him that.
Okay, moving on. Next category. I was thinking, let's talk about soundtrack a little bit.
Okay.
All right. So what's the nominees?
The nominees are Alien Isolation, which is basically not a soundtrack, it's just sound effects for horror films. Child of Light, Destiny, Sunset Overdrive, and Transistor.
Well, obviously it could be Transistor, right, guys? 'Cause-
Yeah, because it was
Right.
amazing, and I have it on my phone. I'm listening to it because it's really good music. But expectation got low, and the winner is Destiny.
What?
Who would
Yeah.
have said that?
But yeah, there's a lot of factors coming into this. We can also say Transistor is really good because it actually has really strong vocals and such. But Destiny in its own right had probably a really expensive orchestra, considering they got all the monies. So
Taking into consideration that all the music from Transistor was recorded in a wardrobe.
yeah, in a studio somewhere, yeah,
No, in a wardrobe.
in a
like-
wardrobe.
Yeah. Yeah. Like at home of the guy that made the game, in his wardrobe, they recorded
Yeah, well, you can't compare that to an
orchestra.
orchestra
Which probably had a full studio warehouse thing.
with very high quality equipment.
Yeah,
Yes.
there's probably 100 violin and string instruments to go along. So yeah, you know, there's a difference of quality. So I can, I don't want to allow them it, but I can see reasons why people voted for it. So yeah,
You can logically see why, even though you don't agree.
and those goddamn fanboys. But yeah,
Well, this isn't a fan's choice just yet.
yeah,
But
sure.
yeah, that has a
Doesn't
real
mean
big
that
factor.
it's not fanboys.
Yeah,
True. Okay.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, Destiny winning out on the soundtrack. Fair enough.
Predictable.
The other one
Agree
was
with
probably
it.
Child of Light, which had a really nice one, I believe.
It was good, yeah.
It was pretty
I
nice.
agree with that one.
The only one I don't remember is Sunset Overdrive because that was an exclusive, so I haven't actually listened to any of the music they have on that one. So, does anyone know about that one? Or it's just
I've heard a
so-
little bit of it, but not.
no, it's just
It's really energetic. What's expected of it. And it's good, but yeah. It came in as a nominee, so it had to be something of it. Okay, next topic. What to pick? I was gonna go on the idea of best mobile and handheld game, and Hearthstone came out, and, la-di-da. But,
So what
developer,
was this for? Oh, this is for the mobile games you were
Yeah.
talking about. Okay.
the card game won. Best developer of the year. Nominees
Best
are Blizzard, Monolith, Nintendo, Telltale, and Ubisoft.
Monolith.
I'd vote for Telltale.
Who would you vote
Of course
for?
you vote for Telltale.
Four. You can't beat
I wonder
Nintendo.
why.
How did you guess?
It's not
It
Nintendo.
is Nintendo.
Nintendo gave us Smash. You have to vote for him.
And not just
Right.
Smash.
It's Smash.
No. They gave us Smash. Doesn't matter about the rest.
And a whole lot of other games.
But they
Yes.
gave us Smash.
Super Smash.
Super Smash.
Smash.
Final argument at any point, but they gave us Smash.
And the Wii U.
Did Blizzard give any Smash? No.
No, so of course they didn't.
I
win.
don't own a console, so I can't.
I don't own one as well, but still, Smash.
It's Smash.
Smash is the
Well.
competition.
Exactly.
Okay, moving
Moving
on.
on. Let's get on to one of the fans' choice. Trending Gamer.
Oh,
Nominees are Total Biscuit, Jeff Gertzman, PewDiePie, even Vanna's Fang, sorry, Fong, because Fang is actually a word, and Stampy Longhead. Yeah,
I haven't heard of any of those except PewDiePie.
boy.
What?
So you haven't
You
heard
haven't
of
heard of Total Biscuit?
Nope.
What?
What?
Nani?
Nani?
that's against the
Bleh.
that's against the gamer's code, Lily.
Okay. So I have
You
to
sure
check
you're a
him out
PC gamer?
now.
I'm not sure.
Yes. And since those reactions,
I don't
guess
care what you think.
I don't care what you say. Telltale's the
Sweetie,
best.
sweetie, the way I got to know Total Biscuit was 0 punctuation, which is game reviews spoken really fast, and it's really snarky.
Okay.
It's amazing. I'm gonna post it in here.
Okay.
Now you know what, I'm gonna post it in here because people that are watching should totally check out 0 punctuation because it's amazing. And he's usually very, very spot on with his reviews and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What he says
I might
goes
have
on.
seen a video of him before, but not known that it's him.
So should
Yeah.
we also mention who actually won?
Probably, yeah. We probably
Yeah.
should.
It's Total Biscuit.
Of course, it's Total
Us-
Biscuit.
Surprise!
Although I was expecting with all the PewDiePie fans to actually vote
Nah.
for him. But nah.
The thing about PewDiePie is that he's more of a, how do I describe it? From how I see him and his content, he's more focused on a younger audience.
Who didn't even hear of Gamers Awards. Or
Yeah,
voting,
something like that. The thing about Total Biscuit is that he just addresses gamers, no
In
matter what
general.
age, and he has high quality and high intellect content. Like the discussions they have on his podcast are, of course, we're gamers. We like joke around and we talk teen stuff, like teen level stuff, but there's also always a very high level of discussion in how they review games and what they see in games and what
Okay.
they criticize in games.
Okay.
So yeah, that opens up to a whole new audience who pays attention to things like this.
Yeah. Okay.
If you want quality, go to Total Biscuit.
Yep. He's a good guy.
Okay. And
fun.
the last category we're going to talk about is Game of the Year.
Dun dun dun
Dun,
dun.
Oh, yeah. Like,
Nominees are Bayonetta 2, Dark Souls 2, Dragon Age Inquisition, Hearthstone, and Shadow of Mordor.
all right. Before
Okay,
we
I've
actually
played
get...
2 out of those 5.
Okay, I've played most of these. 3,
1,
4.
2, 3. Yeah, brag about you playing Dragon Age Inquisition.
Okay. Yeah.
Ah,
Can we take a moment to say Hearthstone's on this list?
Yeah, I was surprised just now.
should I count them?
How did Hearthstone get on that list?
Should I count how many categories they're in?
No, that's fine.
There's a lot. There's a lot of
Uh,
it.
but yeah, all these games are amazing, and then you have Hearthstone, which is kind of this weird thing that Blizzard made and then put out in alpha beta.
By
and
the
then,
same category, we should put Magic the Gathering.
Sure.
Yeah.
Reaction.
The bonus is you can also play it in physical form.
The day when Hearthstone becomes physical form.
The day the internet blows up.
Yeah. Okay.
Somebody out there
Yeah.
is printing out 3D Hearthstone cards. I bet
yeah.
you. I
Of
bet
course.
you.
Okay. So Andrew, tell us who
What
was
is the winner? Drum rolls, please. It's Dragon Age Inquisition.
shocker.
No surprise there.
You could have
No.
at least looked a little bit shocked.
No, sorry. I played
There's,
it.
everybody expected it. It came out. Great game.
I'm sad because it's an EA game, but it's in a BioWare game. So I'm like, sure, why not?
The reason why EA is still around, Dragon Age. Probably not, but still.
Actually, probably more Mass Effect, but Dragon Age as well. But yeah.
In my book, it's Dragon Age.
But yeah, they've got some really good games on this list. Shadow of Mordor was a big surprise to quite a few people.
That it didn't come out.
Shadow of Mordor is amazing, though.
It's an amazing game, yeah.
Good mechanics, great visuals.
Yeah,
Why not?
I love it.
It's funny you say great mechanics, and it's basically Assassin's Creed.
Better, actually, than the new ones.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But there's orcs that you get to kill, which makes it even better. But yeah, Bayonetta 2 was like a really big game. I think the only reason it didn't win was because it was a Nintendo exclusive.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely agree on that one.
because it's a spectacle brawler hack and slash thing. It's like
It's
everyone
Bayonetta.
loves it. Yeah, it's Bayonetta basically.
Bayonetta.
But yeah, Dragon Age. Everyone else in this group hasn't actually played it, so I'm the only one who can say it's amazing. But yeah, I'm on my second playthrough now, guys. There you go.
Finished everything, and now we're going back to 0.
Oh yeah, but yeah, sure. Great winner. I can expect some good things. I imagine they're going to do a DLC. I look forward to seeing what they do. But
They're waiting for people to actually finish the game first.
yes, people are probably still actually trying to finish that game with like 80 hours under their belt. It's kind of like a Skyrim, basically. Some people will just spend time just doing things. But yeah, there we go. Anyone's got anything to talk on those ones?
No, that's about it with the Games Award. Moving on. Next on our list is This War of Mine.
Oh, yes.
Ambience, you want to talk about it?
This is a game. This is definitely
It's a
a
game, guys.
We're on a game show and we're talking about
Shocking
games.
news.
So I'm going to talk about a game. No, that was really horrible. But yeah, it is a game. It's actually a roguelike called War of Mine, as we just said. It's on Steam, which is always a nice platform to be on. And it's basically about being the survivors of a war. Or during a war, sorry. I'm not sure which town or city or country it's even based in. But you basically play as a group of survivors in this town. And it is your mission to keep these people alive by doing whatever is necessary, which makes for some really emotional things in it. Has anyone else played this, by the way?
I've only watched some people stream, but I haven't actually played it.
Me, teacher.
Haven't heard about it.
I know about this.
Teacher, I want to say something.
Oh, God. All right. Yeah, so Andrew, you've played it. How much have you played of it?
2 walkthroughs.
Two walkthroughs. Okay. How far did you get? Because one of the things in this is...
Yeah, I've got one of them. I got to day 45.
Day 45. Okay,
4.
that's really big, actually. So yeah,
Really?
one of the things in it is days go by. So how the game works is you have daytime, which is where you're in basically the hub, which is your main house. And then during the day, there is sometimes you have a mission will come by who is basically a neighbor or a random shopkeeper or someone who wants to trade with you. which you can either accept or deny. And then you have to deal with some things like upgrades in your house to make sure your house is safe from burglars. And then nighttime comes, which is probably the biggest mechanic, because during night everything happens.
Shit goes down.
All the shit goes down. This is basically where you send out one person to be the scavenger, to basically go out and look for supplies, food, medicine, and basically he's basically the person who's going to be keeping your party alive. Basically, at this time, if you have anyone else in the house, they can either be sleeping or on guard. And when they're on guard, they basically look out for any raiders, which is one of the most dangerous things of all. Because if you're not prepared, these raiders will burst into your house, raid everything, and even possibly kill people, which can be quite bad, especially if you've gone out for a long time on a period and your person's got stabbed on the way of getting some supplies, and then bam, you come back and 2 people got shot, and you're like, oh no, and you're like, and
that sounds like a terrible thing to happen.
And then what have they stolen? They stole all our food. It's like, crap. Well, one of you guys are dying. Yeah.
Well,
sorry.
You guys are dead. I'm gonna start over now.
Yeah, that's basically what happens. There's some really sad things, and probably the most emotional is actually when you're scavenging, because there's scenes that you come across, there's people you meet, and there's scenarios that you have to decide on what to do. It gets pretty bad. Andrew, you said you played it. Have you come across anything pretty bad?
One thing that I never realized how to do it because it was fucking terrible. This is spoilers a little bit, but you'll see it once you actually play through it. There's basically a place where you go scavenge, and there's a soldier and a lady, and the lady is like starving.
Yep, keep going.
And the soldier says he's gonna give her food if they, have sex. She says no. He punches her and takes her to a locked warehouse, basically. And you have an option to actually go in there and try to save her, or just let her be. Mm-hmm. No matter how many tries I try to save her, I always die, because he has, it's not a shotgun, it was a
rifle.
Yeah, a rifle. And the problem is, if you can try and sneak up on people, sneak attack them, which basically insta kills them, or shoot them. Problem is that there's a door that has to be unlocked, and if you unlock it, he hears you and he turns back to you, and you get instantly killed. So whenever I went there, I was just like, yeah, sorry about this, you're just gonna have to.
That's funny, because I did it first time.
I never managed. You want to know what I did first time? Snipers.
Well, actually, I left her first time, which was really sad. Yeah.
Yeah. It was a
So
tough
I didn't
one,
have a
but I
weapon
did
at that time. But the second playthrough I did, I managed to... You basically, what you do is you open a door slowly instead of just bashing it down. And as he's a drunkard, you can literally just punch him to death, apparently. So remember that, people. If you ever play this game, just punch the guy's lights out.
I try to sneak up on him. He always heard me, and he's just like, bam, 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 you're dead. Sorry, dude.
Oh, you're supposed to spam click him. Just spam click him to death. But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
it's a really good game. It's actually pretty cheap. I think it's £7. I'm not sure what the euro equivalent is.
So it should be about 10 or so.
But I would always suggest just wait until the good old winter
honestly,
sales.
It's almost Christmas.
Yeah, winter sales.
Honestly, I would even suggest you buy it full price.
Full price.
Why not?
Yeah.
Or if you're gonna wait, you get the bundle and you give your friends if they didn't get it. Like, that's one of the games you have to play it. You have to play it.
Yeah, it's a really good game.
You forgot to mention one of the most amazing mechanics of it is the emotions of each one of your survivors.
Yes.
Yeah.
Stuff like if they're starving, if they kill somebody innocent, one of them is hurt. Each one of the characters can can interact differently. One of them can get really violent. Some of them can get sad to a point where they actually commit suicide. Or some of them just refuse to do anything. They just sit there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember
Okay.
watching a stream and the dude who was playing sent his guy to scavenge a house, and he came upon a couple, and she ran from him, and the guy attacked him, and he killed the guy, and then he killed the lady too. And when he returned to the home base, the dude was freaking out because he killed someone.
Oh,
He was
wow.
completely freaking out, and I can't do this anymore, and this is horrible, blah blah. And it was in his status too, so it really affects the characters, and also affects them long time.
Okay.
Yeah.
He
But-
carried that burden with him quite a while.
Yeah. But there are also characters who have special traits. Like some of them are really good builders, cook well, good fighters. But there are
Good
some that
scavengers.
yeah, and there's one that I didn't realize what it was for until I actually read up on the wiki. Is the lawyer.
I hadn't seen this one.
Yeah. The lawyer is basically emotionless when it comes to sadness.
Ooh.
So she doesn't get affected by killing people because she thinks she thinks rationally.
Wow.
You wouldn't get that from the title lawyer, but that's what it does.
Okay.
Or there's one
That's
that is
also an interesting mechanic, though.
there's several
that
who
way.
don't do a whole lot, but that are affected by moves. Like there's one woman who loves children, so whenever there's an event or something related to children or women, if you save them, she's like overjoyed. But if you don't, well, she might just kill herself.
Well,
Yeah.
that'll happen.
The emotions are real.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's also always something you have to pay attention to. Then,
yeah,
when you play, that you take care of the people that you play as, in a sense of that you're very careful with who does what and who gets to know what.
Well, no,
Which is-
they if you kill somebody, they all know.
Yeah, of course they all know. Come back covered in blood. Of course they all know.
Yeah, but there's a difference between killing an innocent person and something like a thug. There's no emotional effect if you kill a thug, but if you kill somebody innocent, well, emotional scars happen.
Yeah. There's also traders coming by the way. No one of you mentioned that
Yeah,
yet.
no, he did. Because
He
during
did? Okay,
the
I'm
day
sorry.
there can be events like neighbors coming for help, giving you stuff,
Yeah.
or a trader, basically.
Sorry, my bad. I only heard neighbors.
I make all my people very happy, so there's no traitors.
Okay, moving on.
Good to know.
At all costs.
You be good,
No
boy. You hear me?
comment.
You hear me, boy? You be good. Okay, moving on. What do we have on a list? Jella.
Dying Light.
Dying Light. Yes.
Dying light? I thought it was dying light.
Light.
Dying Light.
Dying Light.
Okay, Dying Light. I'm guessing the majority
I don't know
has.
why I said it that way. I'm sorry.
It's okay. We forgive you.
Sorry, Jay. You go on.
No. I don't want it anymore. Nah, just kidding. Okay, I came across Dying Light in the past weeks because the system requirements were put out and they're literally killer. When they revised it after the first announcements, so minimum requirements are not even for everyone already. Where is it? Here. Minimum requirements is Intel Core i5 with 3.3 gigahertz to 3.5 gigahertz if you have an AMD. 4 gigabytes of RAM, 40 gigabytes of hard
Disk
drive
space.
space. And graphics cards are recommended as minimum GeForce GTX 560 and AMD Radeon HD 6870.
1 GB
Just-
of RAM.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's still only 1 GB of RAM. I think the big thing is the processor. i5 is quite big, considering if that's the minimum.
Yeah.
Yes,
Most people
exactly. And they already
iPhones-
went down on it. The original ones, the original ones had a better graphics card, even that you had to have at least a GeForce GTX 670 and an AMD Radeon HD 7870. So
Yeah.
that's quite crazy. Aside from that, Dying Light looks like an incredibly fun game.
Yeah,
With
it does.
to give an incredibly short description, imagine The Walking Dead mixed with Mirror's Edge.
Yeah, that's a very good example.
Well,
That's the
a little bit of
the difference
Street, I'd
is
say.
Can
during
I
the
finish?
sorry.
I wasn't even done yet. That's the shortest description. To go about what the game is about. You are in a quarantined city, infected city cut off from the outside world. You can travel the whole city. You can go above ground, you can go on ground, you can go underground. That's all to how you want to play it. There are not just the infected that you fight against, you also fight against other humans for supplies. During the day, you try to scavenge for supplies. During the night, the infected grow in strength, and there's also a hunter that stalks the night, which is not completely defined what exactly it is, but there's something that's stronger and worse than just normal quotes, infected. You can traverse a city in the typical parkour style movement that has been going around as very loved in the community, like Assassin's Creed, Mirror's Edge, all that kind of thing. And you also have the choice of different combat systems. You can go face to face with melee weapons, knives, bats, axes, stuff like that. You can also go for firearms, but that will draw attention, so that's on how you want to play it.
Is there the bow and arrow?
There
There's got to be a bow and arrow.
I don't think
it is not mentioned. I do hope so,
What?
but it is
I
not
haven't seen in
mentioned.
any of the trailers something like a ranged weapon, honestly.
Yeah, because it is. I mean, you can use a ranged weapon, but if you use a firearm, you will draw attention. There will
Well, not
stuff.
firearm, something like a crossbow or longbow or throwing bricks.
I
or
haven't
not.
seen anything, and there's nothing written about bows. What you can also do is use traps. That is mentioned and also potentially recommended. Surroundings and traps provoke groups of enemies to attack each other. There's also objectives to complete during day and night. And you can choose different styles of play style. Like, you can go fully aggressive. There are RPG elements in how you level your character. So you can go completely stealth and traps. You can go completely aggressive and brute force your way through everything.
Who's the one that's developed this?
It was.
I'm thinking.
I can only see it's published by Warner Brothers. Wait a sec.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
But we don't know who the developer is, or it just hasn't been shown.
It's Techland.
Oh yeah,
Techland.
Techland.
Huh,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
And
I can't
it's
remember what they
published by
did.
Warner Brothers.
But, okay. So I might have a look at what they've done before, but this is very interesting because the amount of things they've added into this. Because it's very
There's also co-op
sandboxy.
mode, by the way, for 4 players.
For 4. That's interesting.
Oh. There's
And-
one I can mention they did.
During the night, your game can be invaded, like in Dark Souls, by a human player that plays the Night Hunter, human-controlled, extremely powerful enemies.
Well, that's
And
gonna
you
be
have
pretty
to.
scumbaggy.
It's recommended to join forces with other players to get rid of that.
Wow.
A little bit. It reminds me a little bit of Evolve, especially if
Okay,
you're playing
if
multiplayer, because
that's
it's
the
4
case-
against 1 again. But
when you said about the hunter, I'm really worried they're going to have always online. That
is a
might be an
possibility.
issue.
Yeah,
Uh,
that definitely is a high
Considering that,
Well,
possibility.
at this point, it's not about will they do it. It's just like who is jumping on the bandwagon of
yeah,
always online.
it is
Yeah.
definitely the trend at the moment.
Well, if you do something that actually needs for it to be always online, let's say players can join in, changing world with same multiple people in it. Let's say if you have an event or something, scavenge this, multiple people can go in, whoever catches it gets the prize, whatever. Then, you have a reason. But if it's just like, well, I'm against pirating, so I'm going to put it always online, then it's just like messing with people.
Yeah.
Because a lot of bad stuff can go when you have always online. Just like the small problem with the servers can lead to people not being able to play it, phones ringing nonstop, and you're just going mad. Why can I not play the game that I paid for?
Pretty much,
Also, as a side mention, sorry, for those who don't like gory stuff, you might want to be a little bit careful with that one.
A little
Okay.
bit.
I can imagine there's going to be decapitations, right?
Not just that. Like, I've seen clips of when you slide down a slope with your crowbar, and you just land on a zombie, and you land on.
And
So-
it gets
Fair enough. And thank
Yeah,
you for
and
the people in
it
chat.
even says in the description here, strike down your enemies, cut off their limbs, save your own life. So, yeah.
Yeah, I was just about to say, people in chat actually mentioned Techland were the one that did Dead Island.
Yes.
We remember that
There
game.
you go.
Dead Island was the one that people didn't really like too much. There was the one with too much grinding, I think it was. It was a big factor in it, and it just wasn't very interesting. We all remember the trailer, which was amazing, and the actual
Trailer was
gameplay
amazing.
Not
was
so amazing.
Not so amazing. So, hey,
I remember
from
that
what I've
one
seen-
glitch that when you run fast enough from one area to the other, that the zombies will stop paying attention to you because you're basically not in their zone anymore.
Yeah. That's taking aggro zones from MMOs and putting it into a single player game.
So we can hope from what we've seen in trailers and teasers, this is what they meant to do.
This is the potential.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh
if Dead
god, the
Island,
potential was real, guys.
if the Dead Islands were just like playing around, seeing what works and what not, then we can forgive. And then they make this amazing game that everybody's gonna love. Let's hope that's gonna be it.
Yeah.
Dying Light. Moving on. Next
Yeah.
topic.
Oh, so it's mine.
Ooh,
I
what's
wanted
that?
to talk about the Steam podcasting beta that is currently happening, taking place.
I actually don't know what this is. What is this?
It's basically like you can
Which
if
on
you
Steam?
use the Steam. Yeah, well, no, yeah, kind of. It's kind of.
Okay, what's the
Twitch
difference?
TV on Steam. Well, the main difference I've noticed now is that you don't stream with a camera or anything. It's just that you just get to see the game, how it's played. You
Right,
don't have
so
So
yeah,
basically, like screen sharing in Skype.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Except
exactly.
probably it's higher quality.
Yeah,
beside the
it
point.
does. I tried it out today, and you can even stream games that aren't Steam games. We tried
Oh.
Minecraft, and it actually worked if you started through Steam,
Yeah.
and then it's pretty easy. Like you see someone's playing this game, and then you click the button like you do if you want to join the people. There's this drop-down menu in your friends list, and then you can just click watch game.
Ah,
And then
so
you get, and then the other party has to accept. And
Yeah, that's what I just wanted to ask.
Yeah,
So whoever is being
yeah.
watched has to give
has to
permission.
accept.
Damn it.
exactly.
You
Um,
stalker!
when you
Guilty.
get asked for the first time, you get an option where you have to pick if your friends can ask you or if anyone can ask you to join in and watch your game. And of course, there's settings. You can change these settings anytime. And yeah, then you can watch the other person stream their game, play their game, and you have a chat window. And in the Steam client, this chat window is accessible for the player, is accessible via Shift Tab.
Tab, yeah. The typical shift
So-
out, tab out,
Yeah,
unsave, and Steam.
exactly.
Yeah.
And then you have the chat, and you can talk to the people watching you.
Awesome.
It's actually
So,
pretty
so there's more than one person being able to watch me at the same time.
I haven't tried more than one yet,
Okay.
but I think that's what it's supposed to be like. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, with a chat, that's kind of.
So basically, the only issue is, well, not even issue. It has to be in. You have to add a game into the Steam library.
Well, I haven't. That's the only way I've tried it. Apparently, they have an option to stream games via Google Chrome and Safari.
Mm.
But I haven't tried that out yet. But it's really easy in the Steam client because you add the game. You can add non-Steam games to your library, and you start it with Steam, and then Steam does everything else for you.
Okay.
I don't.
So what I can
Yeah.
probably tell from this, it's not going to be as big as Twitch, but it's going to be more
I don't-
used in groups.
Yeah,
individually.
I think so too. I think so too. I don't think I don't know if they're going about this very right, but yeah.
Well, it's basically what PlayStation 4 wanted to do with you being able to see your friends' gameplay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds promising.
Yeah, I can see that.
Right.
I
Interesting.
watched someone play The Walking Dead and just for 5 minutes just to see how everything works, and saw he made a different choice at one point, a different choice from what I did, and I'm like, ooh, I want to see how this plays out, but yeah, it's I don't know. I think it's interesting that they're attempting a broadcasting system, network, whatever, because I think Twitch needs a little competition.
I agree on that part.
But that is something I'd like to discuss.
I think the word is not competition, but the customer needs more options.
Yeah.
Because you can't say that Twitch is doing something bad, like somebody needs to stop it. Please, God,
No,
stop Twitch.
No.
No, that's
But
not
I
what
feel,
you mean.
I feel
No,
that because they don't have a big competition, they are not very active in like fixing issues, and I
they
read a
are.
lot of
They,
I
The big
read a
difference.
lot of complaints about Twitch.
well, there's some things you can't just instantly make it go away.
I know. I'm not saying that's
The big thing I can tell between this, I don't believe, or you might be able to tell me this, Lily, that the Steam thing will have ad revenue, because that's obviously what Twitch is used for. Obviously, this is beta, so we can't actually tell this is the final version, obviously, or not. But I can't see it going towards that type of vein of streaming. This is very much more of a casual type of, very type of casual streaming.
Well, you
Which-
could, actually, because there's also an option to openly stream it, which means that anybody can join in without
Exactly.
your permission.
okay.
Sure.
I'm
Okay.
gonna post the link in chat.
Also,
This is where
Kemi Pool
you can-
mentioned that apparently the feature has been frequently used for piracy of media.
Oh.
Yeah, I can see that.
Mm,
Yeah.
Okay.
smart.
That's okay.
So there's that. Moving on. What did you want to say, Lily?
Oh, I was just about saying here, they have this section, what kind of content is restricted, and yeah, broadcast of movies or television shows is apparently restricted, but I don't think they have a good grasp on how they will manage that yet.
Okay, it's interesting.
Um,
So one of the
but
things they
it's
also
here.
have.
The thing
Sorry.
is, how do I start a broadcast? That's one of the questions. You don't need you. If your settings allow your game to be watched, then you start broadcasting when someone starts watching. If you select anyone can watch my game as your broadcast privacy setting, then your broadcast is visible in the game hub. So if you play
Okay.
Skyrim and then make it to everyone can see me, then you will see that broadcast in the Skyrim game hub.
That's cool though. I think.
Yeah.
That's an
Well,
interesting thing.
it is for Steam games. For
Yeah.
non-Steam
One
games,
thing that I'm gonna mention about this is it's a lot easier for somebody to start streaming in Steam than, let's say,
Exactly.
Twitch.
Exactly.
It's
That's
more
what I was
accessible.
trying to say by reading this out loud. And what they don't have is recording. You can't record what you've been streaming.
Well, you don't record your game either.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the thing. The thing about Twitch recording is that, for example, you have highlights of people messing up things and like people talking with the chat and reactions and stuff like that. I've recently seen a highlight. There's a streamer. I don't remember his name right now, but he has a very jump scare subscription sound, and he was about to drink a cup of coffee when it came up, which went past. So yeah, that's stuff you can't have in Steam, and you don't need it
Yeah.
in Steam because
No.
you're not connecting to a person
But I
in a
don't
sense
know.
of a
I mean,
streamer.
There's no follow. There's no subscribe.
Yeah, exactly.
like you
There's
said,
not the same.
This is still in beta. They're still trying
Well-
out stuff, and they might get to that at some point. I mean, maybe there will be a Steam TV, and it will all work differently. I don't know.
It would be crazy cool if it happens, but as of now, yeah.
Yeah. I think having this option is kind of cool. Like if I once want to see someone's playing a game I haven't played before, and I'm like, oh, can I watch you play a little bit? Even though I'm not sitting next to you, I can, like, usually you look over their shoulder when they're playing a game that you haven't seen yet, and that's like an internet way of looking over
Doing
their
that,
shoulder.
yeah.
and
Yeah, you're doing look over the
watching.
shoulder.
But it's
Especially-
a lot more intimate than looking over
Yes.
somebody's shoulder.
Yeah.
Because it's a little bit annoying, like,
It's
fuck
more
off, I'm trying to play.
You mean it's less intimate?
No, they're not actually here. You can just play and you don't have to listen to their
It
chatter.
doesn't feel like there's somebody looming over your shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
in order to
okay,
see the
I see.
chat, you have to open the Steam window. If you
Yeah.
don't open that, it's like just playing a game.
I can definitely see this being good for single player games,
Yeah.
which people want to watch with your friends. So that way
Yeah.
they don't feel left out as much.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, is great. The only thing I'm interested in, are they going to push for recordings? Because that's always going to be the thing. Because people are going to be like, oh, I want to record this really cool thing that I've done and then show it to my friends. At
Well,
the moment, obviously, that's not going to happen.
I think they might still have problem with the servers for just broadcasting it for now.
I just wanted to say that that's a massive
Also-
load of server space you need because
Yeah,
there's
and
a lot of Steam players.
and you need a good internet connection. When I like streamed for the other person, it didn't work that well because my upload is not that good. So
Yeah, we see.
I think, yeah. Well, so yeah,
Okay,
that's
moving
that.
on.
Yeah.
But
Well,
I think it's a nice option to have. Just don't know if it's gonna be that big.
we'll just
What do
have to
you
wait and
guys think?
see.
Okay.
Is my recommendation. It's too early to say anything. It's like a baby in a cradle. Let it grow.
Yeah.
Okay, unless somebody else has something to add on.
No, I'm good.
Okay,
Let's wrap it.
on to our next topic. Alex.
Oh, I have a
Oh.
topic. I have a quick
You have a
topic.
topic.
All right. So, one of the games we didn't mention that got nominated in the Game Awards was Witcher 3 under the category of Most Anticipated Game. We all know what Witcher is. I think everyone's heard or played one of the others.
I've heard, not played, sadly.
So yeah, Witcher 3 was expected to come out early at the beginning of next year, 2015. And it's been delayed all the way back until May, which a lot of people were surprised by, I believe, but were happy with. I'm pretty happy with it myself, because we all know whenever a game gets delayed, it's either they haven't flashed something out or they want to fine-tune something in the game. And I think this is no different, and I hope it's no different anyway. So I look forward to seeing how it actually goes when this actually gets released. Has anyone else kind of been keeping an eye on this game?
Nope.
No?
No.
No? Really? Okay.
No.
I haven't actually played it, so I don't want to get too...
Okay.
I wouldn't
So-
know what to look for, is what I'm saying.
Fair enough. Everyone just look at the trailer, because there was a trailer released.
That was a nice one, actually.
And if anyone saw the trailer, it was the most glorious looking game on PC. Everyone talks about next gen on consoles. This is next gen on PC. And the studio, I can't remember the name of the studio.
Google.
No idea.
If you're actually typing CD Projekt. There we go. CD Projekt, yeah. They're amazing on the amount of detail they do. This game is going to look beautiful and polished in every regard, so I'm not worried about the studio doing whatever they need to. I'm fine with them, and I look forward to seeing what they do with it.
One thing I want to add, I haven't played, but word goes around and you hear about it. Whenever it come out, it's always polished. You don't expect a half-assed game from the previous Witcher. So, like, what I'm hoping is it's going to be polished, this one as well. From the recent events of what kind of games came out when, you get a beta of a game and you pay full price, you're just not that satisfied.
Yeah, no. There's been a lot of games that have actually been pushed back on numerous occasions. One of them actually was Dragon Age, which we keep on talking about numerous times now. But that got pushed back this year. I think it was supposed to be in early this year, or I'm going to make up numbers and say it was supposed to be April, but then got pushed back until this autumn. So yeah, games always get pushed back time and time again, depending on what's happening with them, how the studio's working, if there's bugs they need to fix, which is usually the case. Bugs are usually a big issue. Games just at this point are just getting bigger and bigger, and the problem is they need longer times to actually fix them, especially in cases at the moment where we have this trending market of open world games. And one of the biggest issues with open world games is there's a lot of factors being put into them, considering physics, engines and such, which can destroy or completely crash games in some cases. So I have no reason to be angry against any type of studio who have to push back a game, apart from if it says like a year, because that way they haven't actually budgeted it properly.
Yeah.
If No,
That's just wrong. That's
there-
just bad planning.
Yeah.
there can be some situations when pushing back the game is better than releasing a half-assed game. You messed up, you admit it, you push back the game. Allegedly, a year is a whole lot of time. But I'd rather like wait a year to have the good game than like, push it 3 more months and let's hope nobody sees the bug that makes people disappear. Stuff like that. Assassin's Creed Unity. There's a lot of bugs from recent games they can just mention over and over again. No. Anybody else who wants to mention about this? Somebody who's played, maybe? I might have triggered something.
Well, I'm currently playing Witcher 2, and I like it, although it's a little
Mature.
no, that wasn't the word I was looking for. I think it's a little complicated. It's very complex. Like you have so
You use
much.
mature for that as well. Complex, yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's 2 terms you can use.
Mature, I would think mature more oh my gosh, my English is so bad. Category of like sexual or
Yeah.
gory.
But
That's
there's
why.
also, but you're talking about mechanics, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's you have this crafting potions and different signs you can use to do magic, and you have they're not explained again. Like you play the tutorial once and then they're not explained again. You just have to get used to what sign is doing what, and you have to recognize
Remember.
the sign you have picked currently. And I think it's very there's so much you can do in this
Basically,
game.
there's very little hand-holding in any
Yeah,
game.
exactly.
So yeah, I can see
I have only played the second one so far, but that's how I feel. I feel it's not like that much of a casual gamer thingy, because I started playing on easy mode, and then I was like, no, it's getting a little too easy, and I switched to normal, and I died 3 times to the same enemy, and I'm like, okay, going back to easy.
Oh yeah.
Because this is really hard.
Thanks for trying. Come back later.
People talking about Dark Souls being hard. Well, play this game. There we go.
You think Dark Souls 2 is hard?
And there's
Witcher
hard
2.
and like hard. I think there's another one after hard. I think there's an even harder mode.
Yeah, I believe there is. Yeah.
It's called Death.
Yeah.
It's called.
But
How about screw you?
I couldn't even handle the normal mode. I had to switch back to easy because I couldn't. I got
I
easy
will
is too
confess,
easy. But
I did go to
normal-
easy as well.
Okay.
I did die a lot on normal, so I was like, nah, I'm just gonna do easy.
I'm out of here.
Play the game. But yeah, Witcher 2 in itself is a good game.
Different. You don't have you have when you want to do a quest, you have to remember where do I have to go, and you have to read in your quest log what do I have to do next. And it's not like there's a quest marker and you just walk towards that marker and you talk to that person. You have to remember at that one point that the part I played, you had to remember who that guy was that you talked to, because you had to find him in this little town again, and you had to talk to him again, and you had to. It's not that like. Yeah, I like it, but it's hard, in my opinion. Oh yeah,
Good
Basti
review.
just says sometimes a mark, but not an end quest. He just played through it. He defeated the end boss, I think.
Yeah, congratulations.
Okay, yeah. Witcher 2. I haven't played it, but I'm just going to talk a little bit about from what I've seen other people play it. It's fun, enjoyable, good.
It is a game.
mechanics. Yeah, it is a game. Good point to make. Even Witcher 2 looked pretty good. I have to
Yeah.
say. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I still can't put it on Max. That might be saying about my
It's like-
Speaking
computer.
of high requirements.
Max.
I've got a decent graphics card, but yeah.
Yeah.
It still hurts, but yeah.
Now we're gonna wait for Jilla to stop. And waiting. Moving on.
Okay, yeah, moving on, meaning that's it.
Yeah, that's gonna
That's
be
it for today.
Lovely.
Oh, lovely. Look at that. Wrapping up quick.
Lovely.
Lovely.
Quick
Hope
enough.
you all had a great time listening to us or watching. Now it's time for some plugging.
Oh.
Uh,
I love
all
plugging.
these episodes are going to be uploaded on SoundCloud, iTunes, YouTube, or you can just watch it on Twitch for as long as it's going to stay up. I've just checked it up. I think it's about a month, something like
Oh.
that. Yeah,
Nice.
SoundCloud. So that has been all for today.
Song. No.
Do you guys want
And for news and updates, remember to follow us on Twitter or like our Facebook page, as
Exactly.
usual.
We are.
Keep calm.
Yes.
We are the
yeah.
amazing crew.
And Merry Christmas. Exactly. Merry Christmas to you too.
Yes,
Ken.
Merry
Because it
Christmas
is the
to you
holiday.
guys.
I think we've got a few more days until then,
Yeah.
Well, we do
oh.
bi-weekly now, so by the time we see everyone again, it's been Christmas.
Bi-weekly. Let's see. Like, what time does that drop on?
Well, we'll stream on a Sunday sometime.
Sometime
At one point-
the next or the Sunday after.
Or maybe we're gonna have.
Sunday.
We might try to make an Xmas special after Christmas, of course, because we all have plans.
I was gonna say, you ain't making me do nothing on Christmas, son.
Not on Christmas. Calm down.
Yes.
Not on Christmas. After.
No. It's a post-Christmas special. but yeah.
Post Christmas.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
In between Christmas and
anyone
New
got
Year's.
anything they want to plug? The Twitters.
Not me. No.
Yeah, follow
I
us
haven't-
all on Twitter. There we go.
Yeah. Check the description, whatever.
Do we have a
Link.
description?
Well, if they're listening to it, they're definitely gonna have it. Also, yeah, Twitch as well. We have the description. Just check. So,
Anyways,
thank you for joining.
yes.
Yes. Thanks
Remember
a
to check
lot.
us out next
Thanks,
time.
everyone. Looking forward to seeing you next time. And bye-bye.
Such